महाराज जी के श्रीपाद पद्म में असंख्य कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत प्रणाम करते हुए उनकी अहेतु की कृपा प्रार्थना करता। Today is very auspicious तिथि। अंग्रेजी में बोलना पड़ेगा, ठीक है, क्योंकि हमने कुछ भक्तों को वादा किया था कि जन्माष्टमी में अंग्रेजी में बोलेंगे, तो सुबह हिंदी में बोल दिया। अब जो है अंग्रेजी में बोलना पड़ेगा, इसलिए जिनको थोड़ा समझने में असुविधा है उनसे मैं पहले ही क्षमा प्रार्थी। सो टुडे इज़ वेरी ऑस्पिशियस तिथि। Accepting this particular tithi, Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna has made his transcendental appearance on this planet and performed Bhaum Leela. Even though Lord does not appear, he doesn't need to appear, but he appears. Still he appears. The main reason for his appearance is without the appearance of the Lord, even there is no life for any living entity. Because Lord Himself is the life. Lord Himself is the life of the spirit, the soul. Who is He? He is the Lord of love. Krishna is the Lord of love. He is the Lord of peace. He is the Lord of bliss. He is the Lord of knowledge. He is the Lord of realization of knowledge. Not even that, He is the Lord of eternity. So that is Krishna. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, in his commentary, he says, as iron, the ultimate attainment of iron is magnet. In the same way, the calves, they are suffering in separation from the mother cow. As they arrive, as they reach their mothers, as their calves reach the cow, then they feel satisfied. In the same way, ultimately, when the jiva attains Krishna, when Krishna appears in the life of a jiva and the soul, then only the soul rests in peace. If not, there is no other option, there is no other alternative where the soul can experience peace. That is the reason the transcendental appearance of Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna is very important. Who is Krishna? Brahma, in his prayers, he is glorifying the Lord, and he is indicating, he is giving Sachidananda Vigraha. He is the deity of Sachidananda. Means personified form of eternity, knowledge and bliss. Sachidananda Vigraha. Who Ishvara Parama, Parameshwar, anyone who possesses some strength, some power. They all can be understood as Ishwar to some extent. That is the reason it is said, because whatever manifests from Krishna, everything has some potency. We can't say that there is no potency. So that's why whatever is manifesting from Krishna, it is said that it has some potency, and the person who is holding the potency is Ishwar. There can be a limit, there is a barrier, there is a limit for the potency a person possesses. But ultimately, the spirit, starting from the spirit soul till the primary expansions of the Lord and the Lord Himself, everyone possesses some kind of potency. That's why everyone is Ishwar to some extent. That's why here Brahma says Ishwara Parama. Who is the topmost, ultimate among the Ishwar? Who is he? Krishna. Krishna himself, who is the deity of personified form of Purna Sat Chit Anand, Sachidananda Vigraha. The condensed form of Sachidananda Vigraha is Krishna. Anadir Adir Govinda. We should understand this. This is very important. One who has no beginning, no end. One who is beyond the starting and the end. There is no beginning, there is no end. One who is beyond this. Who is he? Govinda, Sri Krishna. Sarva Karana Karana. Which clearly indicates that for him there is no cause. Nothing can claim that I am the cause. I am the reason. He is beyond all these reasons and causes which apply. Like for us, he is the cause. But for him, there is no cause. Sarva Karana Karana. He himself is the cause of everything. Brahma says this, and Vyasadeva says in Srimad Bhagavatam, Eti Cham Sakala Purusha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Who is Krishna? Swayam Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan, the word can be used in few other cases also. So that's why, in which cases it can be used from in all the cases which are the expansions of the Lord. So that's why the word Bhagavan is used in few different cases, few different incarnations. It can be Purushavatar, it can be Anshavatar, Kalavatar, Gunavatar, Leelavatar. Everywhere Bhagavan is used because everything comes under Vishnu Tattva. That's why Vyasadeva has to specify that Krishna, Astu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna himself is Swayam Bhagavan. And Bhagavan is also Purna Bhagavan. He is Purna. He is infinite. He is complete. He is full. There is no such thing which is incomplete. which is finite within Krishna. Everything within him is infinite. That is the reason Krishna is considered as Purna Purushottama. In fact, the Lord and all his expansions, everything is infinite. It is said in the Upanishad, Purnamadaha, Purnavidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Avashishyate. He is Purna, he is complete, he is infinite. So whatever is within him is infinite. Whatever is around him, outside him, everything is infinite. We can't say that something around him, something related to him is finite. There is no such thing which is finite in Krishna. Everything is infinite. He is so infinite that from infinite, if you take out something, still what remains is also infinite. So the Lord, he is expanding himself in so many different forms. Even after innumerable number of expansions, he is still complete. He is still infinite. That is the reason he himself is infinite, Ananta, Purna. But why we address Krishna particularly as Paripurna? That is very important to understand. Because Krishna, when he appears in the form of his expansion, the potency which he exhibits, he makes it limited. Means according to the requirement of that particular pastime, he only expands that much. So it's not that he is limited. It is because he limits himself. He is not limited, but he limits himself and appears in the form of Ansha. That's why Anshavatar, even though they are Purna, they are infinite, they are Ananta, but when it is compared to Krishna, like all the expansions, all the incarnations of the Supreme Lord, they all are exhibiting only 60 qualities. All the jivas, they have 50 qualities which the Lord possesses. So jiva also have 50 qualities. And all the demigods, they are a bit superior than the jivas. So they possess 55 qualities. And then Narayan, Ram, Nrisingh, all these incarnations of the Lord, they exhibit 60 qualities. But Vrajendranandan Sri Krishna, what he does? He Purnatvam cha Svechaiva Nana Shakti Prakashita. By his own will, he manifests all the qualities to the infinite. That's why Krishna is not considered as a finite entity. Even through his appearance, his transcendental appearance, he exhibits all the qualities. That is the speciality. There are the 4 special qualities which are found, which are seen only in Krishna. Samartha, Kritagya, Bhaktavatsal, Vadanya. So, with all these 4 extra qualities, He becomes so special and complete and infinite. That is the reason Krishna is considered as Purna Purushottam. He is so special that he is the possessor of all the qualities. Krishna possesses all the qualities, infinite qualities. All this, no. He is free from all these kinds of effects which are seen in other kinds of entities. That's why he is Purna. Why does he appear? We don't have so much time to discuss, so we are just going in small few points. Why does Krishna appear? That is very important to understand. So, okay, he is Purna, but why he has to appear? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned, Krishner Yateka Khela. Yatek Khel means all those pastimes, all those expansions. Anshavatar, Gunavatar, Leelavatar, Shaktyavesh Avatar, Manvantara Avatar, Yugavatar. All these expansions. Sarvottama Naralila. What is the most special pastime is Naralila. Is the pastime, human-like form which he accepts and performs. Narvapu Tahar Swarup, Krishna himself manifests in this human-like form. What is the speciality of this particular form? He says Gopavesh. He is dressed like a cowherd boy. Krishna is like cowherd boy, so beautiful. Venukara, holding flute in his hands. Navakishore, and his youthfulness is so new, so fresh. And then Natavar Vapu, Natavar, he is Natavar. Natavar means a perfect dancer. Naralilar Hoy Anurup. All these qualities that makes the pastimes of Sri Krishna more special, very special. That's why he appears. Why does he appear? It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Lord himself says in Bhagavad Gita why he appears. He says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha panarthaya samami yuge yuge. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. But Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita specifies what? Anusanga karma ei asura maran, to kill the demon is actually not the primary reason. It is a secondary activity which the Lord performs. It is the secondary action which the Lord performs, for which he appears. Yahi lagi avatar kahi se mool karan. For what purpose the Lord is appearing? That I shall explain now. Okay, please explain. Lord himself says that Lord wants to explain the real purpose. Because in Bhagavad Gita what he says, at one point in the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita there is condition. The message of Bhagavad Gita, ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita is raising one condition, is putting one condition, that aham tvam sarvapapepyo, I shall rescue you I shall make you free from all kinds of sinful reactions and liberate you. And before that, he says to Arjun, Sarva Dharman Partyajya, abandon all the so-called religions or any kind of dharma, concoctions you have made in your mind. And what to do? Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, just come to me, surrender onto my lotus feet. And then the Lord has to say, no fear, I will be there to rescue you from any kinds of sinful reaction. You will be, any kinds of consequences you will be facing by coming onto my lotus feet. So he is not satisfied. Now he says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when he himself appeared in the form of Sri Chaitanya Dev, what he says? Aswadan. Niryas means essence. Essence of the mellow of love. Karite aswadan, to relish it. Lord himself wants to relish his love. That is the reason. And then Ragamarg Bhakti Loke Karite Prachar. He wants to preach, he wants to give that pure love, unconditional love, love beyond the barriers to each and every jiva in the entire manifestation, entire creation. These are the two things which Lord wants to do. The reason for which his advent happens, he appears. So what it is said? Rasika Shekhar Krishna Param Karuna. Rasik Shekhar means the supremely jubilant Nandan Sri Krishna. He is Parama Karuna, most merciful. Eidui haite, eidui hetu haite ichar udgam. The desire to appear comes only because to fulfill these two desires. That's why it is said the real purpose of the Lord's appearance is only to give pleasure to his beloved devotees. Because the pure love is in the heart of the devotees. It's not there in the heart of the Lord. It is in the heart of his beloved devotees who adore him, who worship him, who love him, who live and die only for the pleasure of the Lord himself. That is the speciality. So that's why when the Lord appears, it's not that he wants to give that love, it's actually he wants to relish that love. He wants to relish that love. That's why the Lord appears. Actually, the devotee is the one who is giving that love to the Lord. That's why if we see when the Lord desires to appear in the form of Chaitanya Dev, what happens? When the Lord sees Srimati Radhika, then the desire arose within the heart. Radhika Pranay Mahima Kidrishova. What kind of love Srimati Radhika has for me in her heart? She is so deeply attached to me. She loves me like this, so deep. What kind of love she is relishing? That's why Krishna again says, Swadayor yen adbhut mahima kidrishova. I want to relish the taste of that love which Srimati Radhika possesses. That is the reason when he appeared, when he wanted to appear, then he know that he is not going to relish that love by himself, even though he changes his form. So he took the mood of Srimati Radhika, that bhav, bhakti bhav. Bhagavat Prem can only be relished in Bhakta Bhav. When there is no Bhakta Bhav, mood of devotee is absent, is missing, then there is no any kind of rasa, any kind of mellow. So Sri Krishna, when he wants to appear, it is basically the desire to relish the essence of that pure love. That is his main desire. He wants to relish, like that. And also what he has relished, he wants to distribute it. He wants to distribute it to the souls of this world, the jivas of this world, so that they can also relish it. That's why we can see Raghunath Das Goswami, he says, if there is no Srimati Radhika along with Krishna, then I would not worship him. Because Krishna is only Bakari. He is the one who can kill Bakasur, Agasur, Trinavarth, all of them. But it is not possible for him to bestow what we really want. Of Ahladini Shakti, the pleasure-giving potency of Sri Krishna. So when Sri Krishna is devoid of this pleasure-giving potency and try to experience, try to relish the pleasure, that is impossible for him, as well as that is impossible for him to bestow this pleasure to the jivas of this world. So actually, Krishna takes the shelter of Srimati Radhika. Atma Ramascha Krishnascha Dhruvam Atma Sri Radhika. Without Srimati Radhika, for him there is no life, a kind of. Of course, without Krishna there is no life for Srimati Radhika. Without Srimati Radhika there is no life for Krishna. That is what we have to understand. But Krishna, the reason for his appearance is to relish the pure love which is in the heart of the pure devotees. When the pure love within the heart of pure devotee overflows, that manifests in the form of separation, a kind of grief which arises within the heart of the pure devotee and disturbs the devotee, make him so restless, so desperate that he wants to associate with Krishna so quickly. Then the Lord appears there. That's why it is said, what it is said, Anyer mon mon, Anyer hriday mon, mor mon Vrindavan, Mone mone ek karimani. I believe that my heart and Vrindavan both are one. And now I believe that you are really merciful when you can manifest your transcendental lotus feet in Sri Dham, in my heart. Because without your presence, abandoned and useless. So when a devotee feels himself dejected, when a devotee feels himself in an acute pangs of separation from his most beloved object of adoration, Vrajendranandan Sri Krishna, and the pain becomes so unbearable, then to rescue the devotee, Lord appears. That is what is called a paritran. That is paritran. Hari Vyapak Sarvatra Samana. Even though the Lord in his Vishnu Tattva form. And in his Tattva, he is everywhere. There is no such place where the Lord does not exist. He is present everywhere. He is omnipresent. And he is omnipotent. He is everywhere. But he only appears when pure devotion, pure love for the God. Lord appears because of the loving devotion which a pure devotee possesses within his heart. That's why gopis, that's why Srimati Radhika, they all are praying to the Lord that we understand, we believe you that you are really merciful one when you can manifest your transcendental feet within our heart. Other than this, our life doesn't carry any meaning. Also said, Viraha samudra jale kam timingili gile mornath kara paritran. All these gopis, they are burning in the acute pangs of separation from Krishna. A pure devotee when suffers. And what is this suffering? This is the real pleasure when a devotee who experiences that love of God. It is said, Tomar sevai dukh hoyat, sevito param sukh. Seva sukh dukh param sampad, nasai avidya dukh. There is no misery called ignorance. Free from ignorance, a devotee is free from all kinds of threefold miseries, everything. After that also a devotee is feeling so much of pain. But that pain is so special that it is giving so much of pleasure within the heart. That is the speciality. And when that the pain overflows, then the Lord can't bear it. It's not that the devotee can't bear it. It is the Lord who can't bear the separation of his beloved devotees. Because the Lord, he says, Ye yathamam prapadyante tan stataiva bhajamyaham. So now the devotee is feeling pains, acute pangs of separation from the Lord and calling out for the Lord for his transcendental darshan. And there the Lord is also becoming so restless because the amount of love which a devotee possesses, the Lord also reciprocates in the same way. So here devotee is restless in separation from the Lord. There the Lord is restless in separation from the devotees. When the point comes, immediately the Lord makes his transcendental appearance in front of the devotee. That is the reason he appears. And we already heard about how he appears. In the morning also I spoke on that. So anyhow, that is the reason the Lord appears. To give pleasure to his beloved devotees. That's why he is also expressing every now and then to all his devotees of all the rasas. It's not that only to the gopis. He is expressing his feeling, his love to all the Vrajavasis, all the devotees who are feeling that separation from the Lord. Because Lord appears only for the pleasure of devotee. There is no other reason. Those who are averse from Krishna, he is least bothered to attract them and to change their life and to make them devotee. He does. But that is also not his priority. And those who are demons, those who are demonic nature, those who have this demonic nature, he comes in different forms and he kills them and liberates them He bestows them liberation. But that is also not his priority job. What is his priority? His priority is only to look after his beloved devotees. Those devotees, those who know nothing other than the Lord, and those who have given their life, dedicated their life for the one devotional service of the Supreme Lord Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. That's why Lord himself says to Mother Devhuti, glorifying the pure soul, Mai ananya bhavena bhaktin kurvanti yadrinam madashre katham mrishta shruvanti cha katayanti cha. What he does? He sees nothing. He sees nothing. For him, whole world becomes completely blank. The only thing he sees, the Lord himself says, even though by my spiritual nature I am equal to everyone, neither I love anyone nor I hate anyone. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priya. But still, there is still one who surrenders to my lotus feet with one-pointed exclusive devotion, and one who knows nothing other than me. How it is possible that I will ever know something else other than him? For those people, for those devotees, sincere souls, those who really don't know anything other than the lotus feet of the Lord, Lord appears. That's why this appearance of the Supreme Lord can't be limited to one particular tithi. We can't just say that this one particular tithi is the only tithi for Janmashtami. Any moment the Lord can appear. The moment the heart of the devotee is prepared for the Lord to come and reside, then immediately the Lord will come and reside. Lord did not say it has to be the month of Bhadrapad, Krishna Paksha and Ashtami Tithi, that he appeared mercifully in this particular Manvantara, in Vaivasvata Manvantara. In the 28th Dwapar, the Lord appeared. Maharaj, क्यों नहीं आ रहे? The Lord appeared. But actually his appearance, his transcendental appearance can't be limited. Whenever the Lord says, Nati dirghena kalena, I am not going to take much long time. Bhagavan Vishate Hridi, I shall come and reside in the heart of my beloved devotees, who has this sincere desire to attain me, to serve me. That is the speciality. So today is that particular tithi, a pure devotee of the Lord, who is so special, whose heart is so pure. And when Devaki united in that pure heart, Devaki, and then Vasudev Maharaj, he resembles the pure heart. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Chabditam. One whose heart is pure. And then Devaki means bhakti. And the Lord appears there. There the Lord appears. So in the pure heart, where there is devotion, simply by having pure heart is not sufficient. Without bhakti, heart can never be pure. We can't claim that it is a pure heart when there is no devotion. When the devotion is there, this devotion to the Lord is purifying the heart. That's why most revered Srila Gurudev, he is narrating about the importance of sanctifying the heart before the advent of the Supreme Lord. We have to purify our heart and make it ready for the appearance of the Supreme Lord. So when such thing happened, then the Lord made his appearance. So anyhow, today is that particular Tithi. So we pay in the lotus feet of Rajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. May he bestow us the ability to surrender in the lotus feet of his most beloved devotees, because without bhakti, Bhagavan can never be attained. Bhakti to bhakta sangena parijayate. Only by the association of the pure devotees, bhakti manifests. When there is bhakti, and the topmost level of bhakti, which is known as prema bhakti, then the Lord appears. Because a person who possesses prem bhakti naturally attains the quality of attracting Krishna. Naturally possesses the quality of attracting Krishna. So anyhow, we beg for the mercy of such pure souls to bless us and bestow us the ability by which we can attain the transcendental lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Jai Radhe Shyam, Hare Krishna.